You're 19, slick-soled boots on a wet roustabout deck in the Gulf of Mexico, paint chips in your hair from the bulkhead you spent 12 hours scraping, and your paycheck after the chopper ride out clears at $24 an hour. 16 years later, you sit in the OIM's chair on a deepwater drill ship 600 miles offshore. You sign the daily drilling report that authorizes a $1.4 million day rate, and your annual contract reads $385,000. It's the same ocean both times, the same diesel smell, the same swell under your feet. The difference was never the water. It's the certification stack in your locker and the years it took to clear it. This is every level of an oil rig worker's career and what it actually costs to climb. If you like breakdowns of how careers actually progress, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Level 1. The Roustabout. You're 18 to 22, and the only thing the rig hires you for is your back. Glass door pegs, entry-level roustabouts at $22 to $26 an hour offshore, and the contractor pays for your chopper ride out and the bunk in a cabin you share with 3 other men. You boarded a helicopter for the first time in Houma, Louisiana with a HUET certificate in your wallet. Helicopter underwater escape training. 4 hours in a steel cage that flipped you upside down in a pool. The instructor told you the rule. Hold your breath. Find the exit. Do not panic. You did all 3. On the rig, your tools are a paint roller, a needle gun, a deck broom, a chain hoist, and a pair of slick-soled boots you'll throw away into 3 hitches. The hitches 14 and 14. 14 days on, 14 days off. The shifts are 12 hours, 2 of them day and night, and the only rule on the deck is do not fall and do not stop moving. You paint the bulkhead, scrape the rust, sling the cement bags off the workboat, hose the deck after every mud spill, hold the tagline on a crane lift because the deckhand on radio said so. A Toolpusher named Daryl walks past you on day 3 and tells you nothing. Day 6, he stops and tells you the rig hires roustabouts to find out who will keep showing up. You drop a wrench through the deck, grating into the Gulf. You watch it land on the beam 10 feet below, listen to the splash that follows, and the deck foreman docks you the part out of your next check. You stop dropping things. The BLS injury rate for oil and gas extraction sits at 2.3 times the all-industry average. You learn the rule the same week. You start studying for your IADC rig pass on your phone in the bunk. The next ladder is 1 floor up, and the floor is the only place on the rig where the trade actually begins. Level 2. The Floorhand. You're 20 to 26, you passed your rig pass, you cleared the drug test, and you walk through the doghouse door onto the drill floor for the first time. The IADC reports offshore floorhands at $28 to $36 an hour. With the hitch bonus stacked on top, the floor clears $90,000 to $110,000 a year. The drill floor is a steel ring around an open hole that the rig pushes through the earth, 1 stand of pipe at a time. A stand is 90 feet of pipe, 3 joints screwed together, racked vertical in the derrick. You handle the slips, you wrestle the tongs, you stab pipe, you break a connection, you make a connection. You are one of 3 or 4 floor hands working under a driller and a Derrickman, and the choreography between the 4 of you is the entire reason the bit cuts rock. You meet the iron roughneck on a Schlumberger contract in West Texas. A robot that does what your hands used to do in half the time, and 0 broken fingers. You sit, the IWCF well control. Level 2, 2 days of class, $1,200 paid by the contractor, and the card goes in your wallet. The driller will not let a floor hand stand on his floor without it. You miss a tong on a fast trip. The bite goes wide and clips the rotary. The driller shuts the rig down. The Toolpusher writes you up. You spend the next shift checking the slip, dies one by one. You stop missing the tong. The thing nobody warns you about on the floor is the deafness. You wear 2 layers of ear protection, foam, and muffs, and by your 5th year, you can read lips through a visor. But the work on the floor is choreography written by the man in the chair 15 feet behind you. The driller, and the next move is to climb above his floor before you ever sit in it. Level 3. The Derrickman. You're 25 to 32, and you spend your tour 90 feet up in the air. Glassdoor and the IADC put offshore Derrickman at $42 to $55 an hour. The 90th percentile on deepwater work and international rotation crosses $140,000 a year base before the differential. You climb the monkey board on a harness, clip in to a fall arrest line, and you stand on a steel platform with 1 rail behind you and 90 feet of nothing below. Your job is to wrangle the top end of each stand into the racking fingers as the floor hands break it on the floor. You also monitor the mud, the weighted drilling fluid that holds back the formation pressure. You call out gas detector readings on the intercom every 15 minutes. A driller who worked the Gulf for 30 years, named Curtis Bordelon, told an industry oral history that the derrick is the loneliest place on a rig. You can see everything and you can do nothing. The driller does not move pipe without your hand on the racking. The Toolpusher does not approve a trip without your mud weight. The man in the air is the eyes of the well. The mud cuts go wrong on a night shift. The pit volume reads up. You call it on the intercom. The driller closes the BOP. The well kicks. The gas detector hits the alarm. The senior crew runs the kill. You stay on the monkey board through the next hour because you do not climb down during a well control event. The kick is killed. The rig stays. Nobody talks about it at breakfast. The Macondo blowout in 2010 killed 11 men and shut down the Gulf for 6 months. Every well control class on the planet still teaches that incident, and every offshore worker who has put on coveralls since has watched the documentary footage. The men in your shoes ignored a kick they saw on the gauges. You will not. You earn your IWCF Well Control Level 3. You start pump school, and the man in the doghouse turns out to be planning to retire inside 18 months. The rig has been hiring Derrickman for 3 years against this exact gap. You read the writing on the doghouse door. Level 4. The driller. You're 28 to 40, and you finally sit in the chair behind the brake handle. The IADC and Drilling Contractor magazine put offshore drillers at $115,000 to $145,000 base. The bonus structure on a deepwater drillship pushes the senior drillers past $175,000 a year. The doghouse is the air-conditioned cab over the drill floor, where the driller stands behind the joystick console. You operate the top drive, the drawworks, the mud pumps, and the iron roughneck from one panel. You watch the weight on bit, the rotary RPM, the standpipe pressure, the pit volume, and the gas chromatograph on a single screen. You make the small decisions every 10 seconds. You make the big decision once a hitch. You shut the well in when you see a kick coming, or you do not, and the difference is whether the rig is news. The man you replaced spent 26 years on the floor and in the chair. He hands you the keys on his last morning by saying the driller's job is to be wrong about nothing important. You inherit his calculator and his coffee mug. The mug has a chip in the rim. You keep both. You take an IADC well cap at level 4, an annual recertification at the Houston Training Center, and you learn to read the mudlogger's chromatograph the way another man reads a book. You catch a kick 8 hours into a tour on geology that was not supposed to throw a kick. The chromatograph spiked a methane band that nobody in the company office was modeling for. The company man writes you up for excellent judgment. You frame nothing. The mug stays on the desk. On a fast trip out, you nearly miss a slug of gas riding up the pipe in the mud column. You see it on the pit gain. You hold the trip. The mud engineer weighs up and circulates. The rig saves a kick by 10 minutes of judgment. The drill ship runs $1.4 million a day in day rate, and your decisions cost or save the operator that number every shift. But the responsibility scales up one more rung. Level 5. The Toolpusher. You're 35 to 50, and you do not stand on the floor anymore. The IADC and Rig Zone put offshore tool pushers at $165,000 to $230,000 base. Senior tool pushers on deepwater rigs cross $260,000 a year before the operator bonus. The tool pusher runs the rig. He is the contractor's senior man on board, the bridge between the drilling crew and the operator's man on board, what the industry calls the company man. You sit in an office on the upper deck with a desk, a kettle, a satellite phone, and a wall of paperwork. The daily drilling report, the JSAs, the rig move plans, the safety stand-downs, the maintenance schedule. A tool pusher who pushed for Transocean for 22 years named Travis Boudreau told an industry podcast that the job is half engineer, half priest. You manage the well, you manage the men. On the bad days, you manage the news. You run the morning meeting. You walk the deck twice a tour. You sign off on every trip sheet. You take the call from the company man at 3 in the morning. A bottom hole assembly gets stuck on your hitch. 6,000 feet of open hole below the BOP. The pipe will not turn. The operator's day rate is burning at the standard $58,000 an hour. You make the call, fish the tool, or cut the pipe and sidetrack. You fish. You lose 72 hours. You save 12 days. The operator keeps your rig on contract. A BSEE inspector flies out on a routine audit. He pulls the BOP test logs, the JSA folder, the maintenance records on the diverter, the certifications on every man on board. You sit across the table from him in the conference room while he reads. He signs the inspection report and shakes your hand. Nobody on the deck ever sees him. They never see the half of your job that keeps the rig from getting shut in. You sit the IWCF supervisor's ticket, the BSEE-mandated offshore management course, and the OIM development program at your Contractors Training Center. The next door says OIM on it. You watch it open on the man who held it last, and you walk through it the next rotation. Level 6. The OIM, the Offshore Installation Manager. You're 40 to 60, and you are the senior person on the entire platform. Glassdoor and Bayou Industry surveys put offshore OIMs at $250,000 to $400,000 base. Senior OIMs on ultra-deepwater drill ships pull $500,000 plus with the day rate linked bonus. You are the final authority on every person on board, the master of the vessel in the maritime sense, The one the helicopter pilot waits on. The one the operator's vice president flies out to meet. The one BSEE asks for the logbook when something goes wrong. You hold a U.S. Coast Guard OEM endorsement. You hold an IWCF supervisor's certification. You completed the IADC Offshore Management Program and the Bridge Simulator course at a maritime academy. You earned all of it. You sign off on the daily report at 4 in the morning before the uplink to the operator's office. You walk the rig at 6. You take the morning call at 7. The rest of the day is on the radio, on the sat phone, in the meeting room, in the rec room, having coffee with a roustabout on his second hitch who will not look you in the eye until you say his name. You came up through that deck. You know which paint chip he's scraping. You know what the cement bags weigh, and you know what the second hitch feels like in your back. A floorhand cracks 2 ribs on a fast trip on your first month in the chair. The medic stabilizes him in the sick bay. You raise the Coast Guard on the SATC. You authorize the medevac chopper at the operator's expense. You walk the floor while the crew swaps in a relief hand from the next rotation. The man flies home before the swell rises. The operator does not lose an hour of bit on the bottom. Both calls are yours. Neither shows up in your contract. The contract reads $385,000. Everything else lives in the rotation. Here's the part nobody tells you on the deckhand crew. The ocean never changed. The diesel smell never changed. The swell under your feet is the same swell. What changed was the certification stack in your locker and the years it took to clear it. The kid on the helicopter pad on his first hitch in Huma earns about $24 an hour right now. Paint chips already in his hair. He does not know yet that the ceiling is not in the boat. It cost you 16 years of hitches to find that out. You would do them again. From the OIM's chair, you watch the chopper come in on the pad for the next crew. Change. The pilot asks for your call. You give him the wind and the deck status. The same way the man who held this chair before you gave it to the pilot who flew you out on your first ride. The certification stack is yours. The platform is yours. The rotation is yours. The same ocean both times.